Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Hello. I said I wasn't sure, okay? I didn't know if I was going to be here tonight. Well, Mrs. Flash is not away, but she's busy catching up on work and whatnot. So we shall also work. So here we are. Hello, friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Is this the same ID card as the one from this morning? Yes. Yeah, it didn't change it in the same day. Yeah. Hey, Spicy Peaches, thank you for the subs, friends. Hey, what's up, Rain? How's the family? The fam's good, dude. Fam is good. Future, thank you for the 2 months and thank you for the subs, dude. Bloodwing, thank you for the 6 months. Hello. It's all right. Thank you so much for the 3 months. You guys are crazy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's pop another balloon tonight. They're there. They're ready to be popped. You tell me, boss. For those of you that don't know, we are raising money for St. Jude. And every $1,000, we are popping a balloon that makes me do something. Possibly good for you, possibly bad for me. It's always hard to say. But we let it ride. We let it ride. What are the plans today? So, at first it was going to be, normal games, whatnots, but we're gonna be playing with a friendo. Yeah. Waking up after a 14-hour shift. Oh my God, Haunted. Damn, dude. What up, Tony? Ron, how are you? B-Man, good to see you. What's up, Alstro? Love, thank you for the 8 months. Nose Energy, thank you for the 11 months. J-Man, thank you for the 11. Oh my God. No, a mighty friend, if you will. A mighty friend. Yeah. Typically, I have him and a couple friends bouncing back and forth on the TV when I'm just hanging out, working on stuff. But tonight we're actually playing. New to Faz, I gotta thank you for making the game. Oh, Tony, let's go, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm glad that you are finding it entertaining and finding the fun in it. Hell yeah. Oh, you know Mighty Mouse? No, not Mighty Mouse. Okay. Have a great stream, everyone. Thank you, Future. I appreciate you. Thank you again. What's wrong with you? Cousin Tony, thank you for the 3 months. What up, homie? Small Salad, thank you for the 28 months. Thank you. He is currently in a game. I told him, I was like, you play your match. When you're done with your match, I'll join up. So we have some time. We got some time. There is a drop. Yes. Yeah. It just started today. Yep. You have until the 26th. Let me get Phasmo open and we'll get into the lobby and all that jazz. And then I'll show you guys what the drop is. I've got it in the game, but I also have a overlay for it too. Yeah. I'm always asking me that same question. Oh, the only thing for me for Faz is it keeps crashing. Hopefully that stuff gets fixed, man. I don't know what they did when they were updating things that were making people crash, but hopefully that changes soon. I hope that gets fixed. Yeah. What up, Jade? How are you?
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
I've heard it's buggy today. Oh, don't say that. Don't tell me that. Like I appreciate. Oh, I forgot. Oh shit, I gotta fix that too. I totally forgot. The community goal. I forgot all about it. All right. Close that. Close that. Oh my God. Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, we'll take a look at the badge. Give me a sec. Let me get my stuff loaded. Yeah. Elderly, good to see you. Silly Goose, thank you for the biddies. Nocturne, thank you. Faster Cheetah, thank you for the 14 months. Freaking level 4 train. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Badge looks good. All right, give me a second. We'll take a peek. Give me a second and we'll also sneak a peek. Go there. I know I need to change over to this playlist, so we'll make it happen now. Boo doo boo boo. Jade, thank you for the biddies. Thank you so much, friend. Where the hell is... Oh, there it is. Sorry, getting all my stuff together here. And then we'll send out a ping here in a second as well. I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I've got him up on my I've got him on my phone, so I can see what he's doing. What did I say? What the hell did I say? Hey, Sushi, good to see you. Oh, hi, Drifter. Belle, thank you for the biddies. Thank you so much, Belle. Happy you decided to stream. Yeah, I was here about it. I wasn't sure, but when the missus said that she was going to be busy, I was like, well, okay. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, second of the day. Ooh, the manifestation. We've earned the community badges. Well, let's equip it, shall we? Let's see what it looks like. Is it this guy? Oh, I like that. Ooh, that looks good. I like that one. I couldn't really be here for the first one because of work. Yeah, you're good, Jason. All is well, dude. Yeah, if anything, it's more opportunity for you guys to earn the animated badge if you haven't yet. So, still got the chance. You have till the 26th, friends. So the badge for the drop is this one. And you have till the 26th. If you watch my stream between now and then for 2 hours, you earn both the animated and the static at the same time. Same time. Wonder how the ducky looks on that badge. Oh, I'll check. Listen, I'm not against mix matching badges and stuff to try to find a sweet combination. I'm not against it. Knives, thank you for the 7 months. Zojo, thank you for the 3 months. Oxley, thank you for the 4 months. Y'all are insane. I appreciate you, man. Red Devil, thank you for the 2. Resi, thank you for the biddies. And Riri, thank you for the 11 months. Oh my God. Double stream, let's go. All right, we're good. We can still fiddle it all around. He's still doing his stuff. So Drifter, you said you wanted to see the Ooh, I like that. Oh, I'd say I didn't even put the badge on. Unlocked by participating in the Phasmophobia by Alan Wake event. I dig. I do have drops for the animateds. I do. We meet again. What up, Lodge? Flames, thank you for the 16. Thank you for all the great streams for the last 16 months. I appreciate you, friend. Blondie, thank you for the biddies. Thank you for being you. Send detailed reason why. Oh my God. I'm afraid to look. I'm afraid to look. Yeah, I don't know if I should change my title to make it more obvious that it's like, hey, you can get the animated drop here. I don't know. I don't know how else to make it better. Oh, the desk. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Let me turn up the volume in game. Oh, I forgot. We're forgetting everything. So now we have officially completed everything for this event. And that includes the community points, which means we should have another paper on the desk. And I think we do. All right. I'm going to need to get these in order. Is there 2 more papers on the desk? Why is there 6? Hey, what up, Drunk Russian? Good to see you. Maisie, thank you for the gifted. Little Freaky, thank you for the 11 months. Okay, we'll go through all of this because we have time to do this, okay? I just can't see what pages are what, so give me a sec. Enjoy the annoyance, okay?
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
How about this? We're gonna do this.
Something had shifted.
There's 1.
The investigators. There was a growing number of ghost hunters
2.
who had picked up the contract. A darker place seeping
3.
into this place. Once, The handcrafted dolls had
5.
served another purpose and been... The investigator scanned the room with the
4.
UV light. As for... The investigator had done well.
6.
Protect
Okay,
Phasmophobia
got them all.
by Alan Wake.
All right, so I've lined up my pages so that way I can make sure that I'm going through them correctly. Would you shush? All right. So we're going to listen to the entire thing from beginning to end to see what it sounds like, okay?
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake. Something had shifted. The investigator saw immediately. Ghost hunting contracts for GHD were always strange, but this was something else.
Actually, let me start over.
Beyond the
Let me start over. Let me start over. I have a better idea.
Alan Wake. Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
Get some captions a little bit easier to read.
Something had shifted. The investigator saw immediately. Ghost hunting contracts for GHD were always strange, but this was something else. Beyond the obvious change in the room, the television sets, the chalk drawings, there was something more subtle. A dark and unseen presence pressing against the fabric of reality, about to rewrite things for an unknowable purpose. The feeling had emanated from the typewriter that had manifested in the middle of the room with faint clacking of keys. More imagined than heard. The story on the page the investigator was now reading, was the description of what was happening to them now. They were trapped in a story.
Ooh. So if you know anything about Alan Wake, that's legit what was happening, was basically the story was coming to life. Okay.
There was a growing number of ghost hunters who had picked up the contract. Unfazed, they had purged the shadowy entities they came face to face with. What they did not know until now, until they read it on the page they found, was that as their numbers grew and the act of reading was repeated, the reality was being rewritten more and more. One isolated incident, someone's subjective reality, multiplied and echoed, becoming the universal truth, the actual reality. No one seemed to know whether GHD was aware that this was happening. Was this part of their plan all along, or a sinister side effect they were oblivious to? Whatever the case, they rewarded the investigators for their work with a foil ID card.
Foil ID card is the animated ID card.
A darker place seeping into this place, casting a shadow over it, overlapping it. Everywhere the investigator looked, there were signs of two worlds colliding, glimpses into a mystery, clues that teased, out-of-place objects and signs, yet nothing that revealed it fully. It was a lure to pull you in, but the puzzle was missing too many pieces. This was a story told somewhere else, where the pages of the manuscript had been written, from where the writer of the story was desperately reaching for the light. And with that act, he was threatening to spill out the darkness of his prison. This was where the angel lamp charm also came from, where it held much more power than it ever could here.
What's cool about it is that it all obviously goes together, but each page is relative to a part of the event and what you had to do to unlock that page, basically, which is really neat. All right, page 4.
The investigator scanned the room with the UV light. As foretold on the page, an uneven spiral of words emerged, glowing in the violet dimness. Rational mind could not make sense of it. It came across as nonsense. It was the stuff that dreams are made of. And as such, it held within it great power and hidden meanings that were hopelessly lost in translation as they traveled across realities to seep out here. Only its writer knew what it meant, and there was a fair chance that he too was barking mad.
Woof.
Once, the handcrafted dolls
5.
had served another purpose and been involved in a case conducted by a different investigator. Now, the writer had hijacked and retconned them to serve this story. Maybe there was a deeper meaning to it, or maybe it was just a convenience of circumstances. The truth was beyond anyone's understanding. The investigator paused to consider the mystery of the pages. Their origin lay in darkness. Had they been written with the blessing of GHD? Somehow that felt unlikely, even if the company's past was also shrouded in darkness.
GHD, that's who hired us. just for anybody that's confused.
The investigator had done well, protected their own. And with that, they had come to stand on the brink of the fathomless darkness of another mystery, as strange yet different from the ones they faced working for GHD. A hunger to pursue it had been incepted into the investigators' mind by the pages they had read, drawing them deeper toward a fate as terrifying as it was wonderful. An invitation, but a warning as well, that should they pursue it, they might never be able to turn back. There was only one clue, in the middle of the title page they had found. The name of the writer hidden in the dark, beyond their reality. A writer by the name of Alan Wake.
Ew. Now this, yeah. I don't know if there is anything beyond that, but by completing the community, I don't know if maybe it's not when you complete the community one. Maybe it's once you have gotten everything here, no matter which one you do when, you then get the final page. So I had the personal done, the words of power, the dolls. I did all that jazz. And then now we got that. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let me check. Let me check. Chingus, I have you on my phone. I can see you. He's watching me. We just looked at the Alan Wake pages. I got them all. I did it. All right. I don't know if he wants me to host or if he wants to host. Hey, Dark, good to see you. I mean, I could host, but it's his show. I think I should join him. I should join him. Is he joinable? My man.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Game invite failed. Okay, we try it again. Try it again. I have to watch to know how to do that. Oh, wait, which part? How many pages are there? There's 6. Unless there's even more hidden that I don't know about. Absorbent Bubble, thank you for the 11 months. Fruit Wedges, thank you for the 21. And I heard something else. Okay, he gave me a code. We'll try that instead. This might quit. And that's okay. Yeah. Okay. When I get the game back open, then we'll join via the code. Do the papers go into the square on the floor now? I mean, I could try, but I would assume no. That little spot on the floor was for the paper that was showing up that we had to solve the puzzles. Yeah. Does an official cheat sheet have all the locations to the event tokens?
Phasmophobia?
Yes.
By Alan Wake.
We did reach 11,000 for St. Jude. Krusty, thank you for the dono. Oh, and there was an anonymous donation that also helped us get there. Da hail. All right, I owe you guys a balloon pop. But we gotta go with Mr. Chingus. I can't have him waiting for me.
Looks like there are others out there in need of help.
No, not create. Join. Paste. I owe no one a ranch soda. Wait a minute. Hello? Is this the casting couch?
This is really interesting. Yeah, but hold on.
It does look more green.
I think my capture card for my camera is dying.
Oh no.
Like the moment you joined, it started freaking out. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it got nervous. Don't be nervous, little capture card. Don't be nervous.
It is nervous. It's like tweaking out. It's so funny, dude. It's so funny.
It is
looking.
gross,
If
Joshua.
it
It's
keeps rolling me
disgusting.
side to side and then shaking me and then turning off.
I mean, hey, at least you have another camera if all else fails.
This is true. This is true. Let me reset this real quick. I'm gonna hear it back.
Maybe mine. Maybe it's just how you look at it. Because look. Oh, well, that's interesting. It's how you look at it. Just look at them now. Also, you can see it above the card. Yeah, look. When you go to the side, it's like purple, but when you're looking straight on, it's like green or brown, depending if you're like here or there. Yeah, look at that. More of a foil illusion? I think so. God damn it, Blondie. It's like a holographic. Yeah. That's cool though. I dig. I dig. I should put on the leather pants. This is my outfit right now. I should try to make the most asinine outfit that I can. What ID card? That's the one you get for completing the community event. So we completed the community event. Like everybody gets that card now. Becca, welcome back. Hello. But yeah, look, I can do this. How many hours do you watch for the drop? 2 hours. Let's see. What can we do here? What can we do here? I'm working on it. I hate that you have to have a jacket.
We're back. A little restart. Didn't hurt anybody.
Okay, okay.
All right. Let me do this. Let me do what I was set up here. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Mighty Chingus Brothel Mouthhug Emporium. Be your concierge. Shingles. Oh, I see you got our invitation to the masquerade ball, sir.
I did, and I made sure to bring my best
yeah.
pants.
Those are extra tight, shiny pants. They'll be loved. Oh, what you did with your legs there is just remarkable. You're so nimble.
Thank you. Thank you. I work out.
My word. Okay. Well, if you'd just like to come into this little room back here, we have your pajama Pam waiting for you.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck. Don't die. Bye.
Okay, going in. Oh, wait, I can't do that anymore. Oh, yeah.
$1,000, please. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Clay. All right, I got to change back.
Okay.
Shit. I got to remember what I had. I had, was it this hat? Black? Yeah, I had that hat black. I had the FBI jacket. I had, shit. Was it this shirt? No. No. I had this one. Yeah, we got to look fancy. Gotta look fancy. Look at that. Look at that fancy lad. What a fancy lad. This event got us 4 ID badges. This is true. What the hell?
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Oh, damn it.
Oh my God.
So, fun fact,
Presets would be awesome.
Although I have brought some people in just so I can see some of the jank,
Yeah.
I haven't played with anybody since the update released at all.
I haven't played with many people either. I've done a lot of solo.
Yeah, this is oh God. Just pop it. Skip it. Twist it. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I look like I'm doing it with my own leg.
You're doing great,
man.
sweetie.
I don't know how that looks on your screen, but if you crouch and then spin, it
Oh,
literally
yeah.
looks like
Yeah,
you're
it's like
playing
this.
Bop it with your own leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's playing catch up.
That's yeah. Jesus
Ankles are an
Christ.
illusion.
That's amazing.
They're an illusion. Hey, Phantom,
And
good to see you.
Your book is just hovering. It's just
Hey,
it's just
hey,
there.
hey, you don't just look at my book like that.
Oh.
You can see my ID card,
I'm
though.
sorry.
Look at my
I'm
ID
sorry.
card. Look.
Oh.
I wish you
hold
could
on.
get a closer look at your own ID card when you felt like it. Like you press like a button.
I can barely see yours. There's no like good way to
No,
see
my
it.
eyes are up here.
Um, I like the view better.
Okay, roger that. Roger that. That's very
I
fair.
hate to see you go, but I love to watch you walk
Oh,
away. I mean,
don't mind me. Do 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 do. Okay.
So, sir, could you clarify something for me?
Yeah.
With patches, fixes, bugs, or whatever it may be, the Phantom disappears when you record it on the video recorder.
Yeah.
But I currently have Phantoms in my videos.
You have phantoms in your videos.
Yeah, so we just did a no evidence run, and we get the ghost event. We pull out the video camera, we record it, and it disappears, and the event's still happening. So I'm like, oh, look, it's a phantom. And then I go to do and this is how you can tell it's a phantom. And I pull open the book, and there the ghost is standing in the middle of the captured video for me. I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's not a phantom. Maybe it's a mimic.
That
Let's go look
doesn't
for it.
sound
Okay,
right.
It's not or. And then it hunts, and I'm like, no, it's definitely
Rotator did a
freaking
phantom. Had a phantom in a photo.
So if we get a phantom tonight, then we have to test this. It might have been a one-time thing.
Somebody just told me that Tater had a phantom in a photo.
Yeah.
So the blinks are going to be what we rely on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lock it up.
So it's a feature. Yeah.
It's a feature. It's a feature.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. What are we doing here?
Okay. So.
Strange thing for the
I
5
have
months.
a custom, which is a custom of professional, 100% starting sanity, normal sanity pills, normal pros, normal ghost stuff, grace period. Like it's pretty much just no evidence professional. It's like 722 difficulty. You down?
Yeah, I'm down. You said basically no evidence?
No evidence professional. Yeah.
Okay.
We have sanity. Oh, no hiding places. No hiding places. 722. I think it's 722. Hold on. Yep, 722. You know. Typical no hiding, no evidence, professional.
Okay.
We get everything. We get the boards. We get the
I'm
cursed
down.
items. It gives us time to find the bone in the ghost
poor
room.
Poor
check
little
if
ass
it's a
swang is
mimic.
just not going to get to have any fun, I guess. That's fine.
No ass swang fun. I mean, I can set him to low.
No, it's
Hold on,
okay.
That's a good point. But testing, that's going to be fun. I think it's an ass swang. Not an ass swang.
Want to see the Chromos? I had it earlier today.
Okay, do you have a map preference, sir?
I think we just start on tangles and then work
Oh,
our way
love
around.
it.
Yeah,
I love it. Let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Braised beef tongue, anyone? Doing the stanky leg again. His feet are in the floor for me. His feet are in the floor.
Ooh.
What the hell is happening with your pants?
Excuse me? What? I'm just happy to see you. I wasn't expecting this.
Are these designer jeans? What is this? What are we wearing here?
Oh no, these I've got Alan Wake pants on. These are my Alan Wake pants.
Oh,
Are those
okay.
your Alan Wake pants?
They are.
Yeah, these are my Alan Wake pants.
Those are blue
They're no
jeans,
different
though.
than yours. I'm definitely wearing Alan Wake pants on my character.
For me, they're jeans, but they're like really jacked up. They almost look like something you'd find at American Eagle. Like, I'm looking at your crotch real quick. What the hell?
Everybody pees themselves. It's cool. Yeah, we're the best.
The peeing yourself is cool. Consider me Miles Davis. All right.
Okay, well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Julie Lee on 6 Tanglewood Drive. Tonight, Julie wants you to capture a photo of her, wants you to escape out of her mighty grasp, and, do a Phasmophobia cover shoot with her with just 3 different
Creative
photos.
and thank you for the 15 months. Strange, thank you again for the 5. I appreciate you guys.
I didn't have anything prepared. There's nothing I can make dirty out of this. Because it's pretty vanilla.
Just yell penis really loud.
Pretty
It'll be
vanilla.
all right.
Penis!
There you go.
Okay. All right.
See, done and done.
Wow.
You didn't do anything else.
Really booze? I got booed for that?
Wow.
Thanks. Thanks.
Wow. What a bunch of losers. What a bunch of hosers. All right, let's go. Hi, Norm. What were the main features of this? We have no evidence, right?
No evidence, no hiding, and on pro.
Okay.
So we find the bone, find the ghost, set up, and then start with hunts.
All right, roger that. The ghost is playing with the dog toy in the master bedroom. It just played with squeakers. All right, let's do this. There we go. Do you need to change it to low hiding? Did he actually change it? He was thinking about it, but I don't know if he actually did it. Dog ghost? Yeah. Ghost dog, ghost dog. Let's bring firelight motion
I've
sensor.
obtained the photo of the EMF reading.
I appreciate the photo of the EMF reading. Don't die. Thank you. Wait, no? Wait, no what, Kev? Let me check our temps, make sure this is the room.
Yeah, it was 5 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't find the phone yet, did
Oh,
you?
yeah. Oh, yeah, they're bad.
Oh, gee, golly.
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
ghost
they're
room,
bad.
eh? Oh,
All right.
crap.
Oh, crap.
Oh, crap.
I'm playing with Mr. Mighty Chingus. There he is right there. It's a little hard to see his name because of the background, but yeah. Mighty _ Chingus. My man. My man. All right, I'm gonna bring 2 more and a sound recorder. I'm gonna turn my motion sensor sideways.
Ghost farted on me and gave me blowies simultaneously.
Aw, congrats. All right, listen, double EMFs. You just shut the hell up.
Huh.
Chingus is awesome. Chingus is
bone
awesome.
is acquired.
Okay. Just side note, you you have no shoes. Like your feet are gone for me.
I don't know what to tell you, sir.
I
I look normal to me, right?
I mean, it
I'm
looks like,
wearing
you know what it looks like?
Alan Wake
It looks like
pants
you've got your,
with the
like you're doing
boots.
tippy toes with your socks.
Wait. Step back again. Step back.
Okay.
No. Go between that. Yeah, little.
Oh, are my legs in the air?
You're floating. You're floating. Whee!
Whee!
Oh, hold on. Uppies!
Uppies!
Yay! Uppies!
Chingus is a ghost. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Need to find more places like that. You're doing the dog bed.
Yeah, let's see if it does it for you. Even though I've got like, there we go.
God, you can at least sit on the bed. Oh, there's a sound. Where is it? Oh, it's all the way over here. Son of a bitch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait. Cycle. Not a mare. Hey, just side note, getting a vented on in that side closet is terrifying. Jesus Christ.
I believe you. I'm glad I haven't experienced that yet.
The bass boost brought a couple drops of pee out. Oh, hey. My Lanta. All right. I just need one more song.
Nice.
Working on helping with the medias. Oh, wrong way. Ghost event, paranormal groaning. Just a couple drops. Just a couple. Look at his little...
Oh dear.
There we go.
Oh dear. I'm gonna go get an. Where was it? Oh, you bastard.
Did you get farted on?
I did not get farted on.
Oh,
but
okay.
It evented like on top of us, so it disappeared.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. What the hell?
What the hell happened to our sanity? We weren't in there that long.
Maybe it doesn't like us. Twin Feather, thank you for the 7 months.
Oh, man.
All right, I got a smooge.
Oh, man.
I got a smooge.
All right, I'm not ready yet. I'm going to bring in another crucie.
Okay.
I have a smooge, too.
All right. Bring salt in, too.
Okay. All right.
We have been evented on many few couple times.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. We do have the
That's probably
events.
why.
It also hasn't turned the power off yet.
No, it is not.
So, something to consider.
Hopefully Norm can protect us. Yeah. You have the crucifix. You know that, right?
I do.
Okay.
That's why you get to go first, so I'm safe.
Oh, okay. You got it. She's looking for her stuff under the bed. I see what's happening here.
Okay, okay. The first picture didn't count, even though her head's in it, just so you know. Oh, dear.
Got it. I think I have 3 videos now.
Okay, all right.
Translucent, motion sense, burnt cruci. Absolutely.
So that way we don't get anything. Ooh,
Got the salt.
stompy.
Got it.
Nice.
The power of Genghis compelled you.
Oh, I'm gonna turn that other one up.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, we
what
leave
else
them
I
on.
could get.
Leave them on, that way we know when it's moving.
I guess I get hunting ghost.
Let's see. Oh, yeah,
Under
we
50,
could
we
do
have to
that.
be.
You want to pull the cruci?
I could. Yeah, like 25.
Sir, what's the matter with your arm?
What's
what?
wrong? What happened?
The hell, you were like doing that weird. You know the little sideways shimmy girl TikTok dance where they put their hands out by their hips and they're like straight flat. Your character was just doing that. Hey! Listen. If you want to be trending, I'm here to support you. Okay, as a friend.
Just as a friend. All right, give us a path. Oh, what a shithead. It walked through the black salt. That's why it slowed down. I was confused, a little bit confused at first, but that's what happened. What TikTok video? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, sounded pretty normal.
It did. It sounded really slow at first to me, though.
It walked through black salt. Get off the dog bed, Pam. Look at her.
She likes it doggy
She know when we walked in the house, the first thing she did was play with the dog toy. Why is she pretending to be our dog? That's my dog. All right, no yokai. Seems pretty normal. Blinks look normal. Not a Raiju. All right.
Was that a yokai test that failed
Yeah,
or was good?
She came directly to me.
Oh, did she? Okay.
She certainly did. Let's see.
We need one more.
Not a
One
Dio,
more
not
photo.
Wait, wasn't that your Jack? Pooped in the sink. I think he just pooped in the sink. Banshee? I mean, maybe. Hey, what up, CJ? Question is, has the ghost chased him? Has the ghost chased you yet, by the way?
No, actually, it might not have.
Okay.
We could try it here.
Okay. See if it chases you.
Okay.
Not the dancing ghost. No, it's not. It's a normal speed ghost for sure. So I'd say not a Moroi, not a Jin, Obambo. I think we watched it long enough for that. Phantom. What speed is the Cormos? Is it normal speed or is it not normal speed? I don't remember. Yeah, not a mare, not a yokai, not a mimic, not a wraith, not a revi, not a raiju, not a polti, not a spirit. I mean, not a shade, not twins. Normal. So the line of sight speed up is going to be how we do that one, huh? Not you two. Okay. I think it farted on him too. If I recall that correctly.
It did just event on me.
Ooh, they did say that the Cormos... Oh, did it? The Cormos can't do the fart ball, can it? What is the blue bar on the watch for? I don't have... Oh, this... Right here? Oh, so one half is my sanity and one half is his. So when you're playing multiplayer, your watch is split up. I hear it speeding up. It's not a banshee, it's chased both of us. Yeah, I know. It hears you go straight to you. But I was walking around and it wasn't following me. So I'd say...
She definitely tried to clap my cheeks there, sir.
That's hot. This might hunt me.
I did incense it, just so you know.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, what you reading? You mind if I take a look,
How
too?
to be a sensual ghost hunter. Yeah. That's what it is.
Ah, ghost smut. He can't see me, can
You
he?
looked for orbs, right?
No.
Okay.
But I don't recall seeing any, though. Here's a question. Did it change room? So speed-wise, it is definitely normal.
Yeah, I'm feeling normal. So not a die-in, not a Galu.
Nope. Turn this off real quick.
Eminem,
thank you for the 10 months.
It didn't feel like it got up like fast, so with line of sight, right?
No, and
So-
also from what I've heard, if I recall, which could be incorrect, but I think it's correct, is that the Cormos also cannot do the fart ball.
Really?
I believe so.
Interesting. Okay.
So right now, what I have available is the Aswang, the Demon, the Goryo, the Myling, the Onryo, Spirit, and the Ure. Line of sight
yeah,
wasn't
not
fast enough. I don't
twins.
think it was either.
Yeah, it didn't yokai you.
It doesn't feel like a demon.
You said Aswang, Demon, Goryo, Jin, Myling, Onryo, Spirit, or Ure.
I don't think it's a Jin because I'm pretty sure that I had a distance on it for line of sight and it didn't sprint.
I did. It didn't, because it was all the way through the hallway. It didn't do the Jin sprint.
Right. It might still be in the same
But it
room,
seems
which
too
means
loud to be a
Goryo.
Myling, although the map is smaller, I admit.
Right.
I'm not feeling Myling.
All right. Let me see here. What do I have in my pocket? I think we need more of an official Onryo test.
Okay.
Does the Aswang build up speed over the
Still have
duration
an
of the
incense
hunt?
on you?
I do now. Oh wait, no. Fuck that flashlight. Wait, what the hell is going on? Hold on. I'm throwing everything out of my pockets. Okay. What? Oh, there's an incense here that I can't pick up.
Try this one.
Oh, there it is. It just disappeared.
Okay, I
and put
can't
it there.
pick that
Okay.
one up either.
Okay. Yep.
That's weird. I see it there.
I don't see it there anymore. It's gone now.
You are carrying the... Do your lanterns hang low? Do they wobble to and fro?
Yes, they do.
Well, they're at
play.
your ankles, so now it's to the floor. Okay. All right. That's great. That's great.
All right.
No, the other one stuck out like a tail. Yvette.
Hi, Pam. We're testing. We're going for it. Too far back for a real test. All right, do that again. F that pillow. Poor grandma. Poor grandma. Denzel, thank you for the 7 months. Thank you so much. Sarge, thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you all for the follows. Welcome in. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. That was not a good test. She hunted in the back. I wonder if she changed rooms.
Oh, the camera.
Okay, directly on a firelight. I'm gonna grab the watering can. Take this. Got her ass. She wasn't ready for me. Yeah, that's right. You better walk on, hard ass.
Okay, not an Onryo.
No, it hunted directly on top of fire. All right, I still see cold breath here.
Yeah.
It's still here. It has not changed rooms.
Okay. I thought you were the ghost, you piece of shit.
Oh man, the really subtle burn was good.
Oh God.
It'd have been too late for you at that point.
I know, but it's whatever. God damn it.
Woo, that was good. Thank you, sir. I'm playing with Chingus. I'm playing with Mighty Chingus. Oh man. Well, there goes that smudge.
Yeah. I was just saying I need to get a smudge test on it to find out if it's a demon or a
I mean,
spirit.
we could do that without the smudge. Just do the 20-second rule with the demon. But I could
What was
smudge
that
it
last
to
one,
make sure
20
for a
seconds?
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, I'll go smudge it. I went charging into his spot. I knew exactly where I was going. All right. Maybe a spirit. Maybe. It's so hard to... Okay, I've got my smudge. she just lifted the toilet. Okay, I have a timer going.
Okay.
Hey, I was about to say there's a smudge in here.
Wait, was that the one you just used?
No. I used it. That's a different one. All right, put some lights on.
Yep.
Okay. Now we just wait for the hunt.
So, fun fact.
Yeah.
I had recently. Okay. All
Are
right.
those
All
the-
right. Thanks.
Are those
Thanks,
the lights
guys.
from the basement?
It's hunting.
It's a demon. Wow. This thing, it's been hunting, but not like a demon. That was under 60 seconds, 100%. I did do the weekly. Yeah, I did it earlier today. Let's do 100% verification. I'm going to go find that video camera.
Okay.
Where's that video camera at? What do I do with that? What do I do with that? Where did I put it by the door? Where the hell's the video camera? They fixed the bugs yet? Which one? Did Ghost like up and chuck my camera? Oh, I gotta be careful. Okay.
You made it.
All right. I mean, I'm
So, yeah,
feeling like
that
it's a
was really
demon.
quick.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'd say it's very playable. Oh, very playable.
What a shitty
Absolutely.
demon, man. I had an opportunity to be demon slayed, and we didn't get a single
No.
early hunt or
No.
anything. It didn't start hunting until the 50s.
It-
I really thought we were good.
Yeah, that was really depressing.
What the hell?
Oh, you crashed. Always reported, friend. Always.
We're missing one photo. What can we get a photo of?
Well, what do we have
We have
photos of
EMF.
right now?
We have burned crucifix. We have
Ghost. We have bone.
cursed item. We could do the cursed item.
Okay.
Hold on.
Blue metallic crow. Thank you for the
All right, what is it?
$100 dono. Oh, you know what else? Hey. You know what else there is?
What's that?
There's poo-poo water in there.
Oh.
He loves a good poo-poo water. Don't ask him twice. Can I get a camera in there to watch him? Or am I going to get hunted? Did you get the poo-poo water?
Check in.
Yeah. There we go.
Sorry, that is a perfect no evidence run.
That's a perfect no evidence
As long as
run.
it's a demon.
As long as it's
either
a demon.
perfect no evidence run
What's up,
or
Blood
it's a
Clay?
perfect failure. There's no in between.
It 1,000,000% hunted below 90
Before
seconds.
90 seconds.
Yes.
With a smudge. Right.
Absolutely.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you.
All
Okay.
right. Relentless. Thank you for the biddies, friend. Thank y'all for the
All right,
follows,
just
by the
double
way.
checking I have it circled. Okay, Julie. F you, Julie. You spirit ass demon.
She's a nice lady.
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. Incense. Wait, what?
Welcome back.
Les
Jobs
Demons.
ready for you.
Wow.
It used its ability twice, apparently.
Maybe on the crucifixes?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It definitely didn't feel like a demon until basically the end.
I'm with you. I felt like some of those crucifixes did burn fast.
It could still be a mimic.
Just in comparison,
No,
you
it
know what I
can't.
mean? In hindsight, looking back upon it,
Yeah.
I feel like those crucies went quick. So,
Yeah, I mean, but they
I just
didn't
have
feel
to
like they
pay a
went
little
20
close attention to
seconds
that.
quick.
No.
We did good, kid. We did
Okay.
good.
I think we nailed it. I think we nailed that one.
I did.
All right, let's see here. All right. We'll just roll across.
I'm
We'll just
down.
roll across. Do some edge field, no evidence.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right.
Let me give me a sec here. Got my coffee guy on there. What else would look good with this? No, no. I'll do a little flex. We'll do one of those. We'll do one of those. Okay. Let's do it. Thought one of the hunts when you came to the garage was close together. It could have been. It's definitely possible that we just missed it.
That was weird.
What happened?
Your hand was just kind of permanently stuck up for a second.
Still.
So when we zoned in, we are both like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And then I moved and I was like, wait, my hand isn't gone.
Oh, wait. Do me a favor. Back up.
Yep.
Yep. Crouch. There we go. All right.
How?
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. You are kind of tall, sir.
This is my first time.
Your little head hold here. It's all right. I'll teach you.
Oh God, teach me the ways. Okay. You're up, sir.
All right. Oh, let's see here. We have
stream? Oh, would you rather be part of a Patreon
in the
video?
Car bedroom. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are investigating Corey Corrigan.
Ad's about to play, by the way. Heads up.
Corrigan is a dirty, dirty ghost that wants you to record all of the sloppy sounds. Make sure to escape out of this craziness as we investigate Corey Corrigan.
Roger
That's
that.
better.
Moving to Patreon.
That is better. Okay.
All right, let's go find this stupid thing.
I got photos.
You know what? I am gonna bring a media with me. I'm gonna bring sound.
Okay, I'll do this then.
Okay, and then we'll come back
I'll
to video.
do
I like it.
This. Yeah.
Me and my friends were playing Phaz. We're using the tarot cards. My friend put them down and they glitched on the floor. Could not pick them up again. Oh, that's
need my
happened to me
safety
many
helmet.
times.
Okay, I have my safety helmet. Sorry. That's
Uh,
better.
There you go. That boy. Proud of you.
All right, no cards, no mirror.
No music box. We have the board.
Aw, I hear throwies.
Same floor, different floor.
Can't tell.
Oh, shit.
Can't tell.
I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna head down.
I see nothing out of.
All right, it's not down here.
All right, I don't see anything out of place. Might have been
There are
master.
100% throwies. I do know
I
that
have
much.
breath in the blue bedroom.
Roger, breath in blue bedroom. All right, looking for both.
Roger that. Did he hear you throwing the board? No. He heard it up here.
The bone was effing those shoes, sir. I repeat, the bone was effing the shoes.
That's because the bone knows what's up. And this distinguished young gentleman would love some help.
On my way.
Hey, champ, how are you? Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. I'm gonna hard focus media right now. I think that's my goal. How come some of my backgrounds have the animated one, but not the non-animated one unlocked? I don't know. Oh, you bitch.
Hi.
Oh, I went to record
I
that
didn't
and
close
let me
that
do
door.
it.
It didn't let you do it, or it did
No,
let
I
you
went to
do it?
record and it was like too late.
Oh, what a pisser.
Pisser indeed.
What the hell?
What a bitch.
Ghost is a piece of garbage. So I assume the camera just looks fine for you, huh?
Yeah. I'm assuming
That's great.
I'm assuming it doesn't look okay for you.
Oh no! This is totally normal. Totally normal.
Oh, you don't have a camera in your hand. It looks like you're doing some weird hand exercise.
Oh. Okay. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the camera is tap dancing behind you.
Oh. Object throw. Nice, nice. Sam! What up, homie?
It's doing the two-step, man.
Sam, thank you for the raid. How are you?
Oh my god.
Listen,
Back up into that curtain again.
you got it.
Oh, wait.
Door move. Let's go.
Oh god. And you're gone. And there you are. And you're gone.
I don't know
And
what
you're
he
there, and
sees.
you're
He
gone,
sees
and you're
something
there,
weird
and you're gone,
happening.
And you're there. And you're gone.
I
and
feel
you're
so
there,
used.
and
Stop.
you're gone.
Yeah, I also
This
need
is
help,
great.
sir. Ads are almost done. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sam, how was your stream? Oh, the
All right,
tripod is dancing.
I've got to stop. This is so fucking annoying. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I didn't realize it was the tripod.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get an incense.
Okay, that's hot. Tripod was moving. Thank you. Oh, that's right. It burst the lights because it's an a-hole.
One could say soon it'll be burning.
What? Items are glitchy. They are a bit glitchy.
I got salt.
That's hot. 6.5 hours of Phas fun. He does. Dude, this is so fucked. He has salt. Look, I can see. Never. I was about to ask you to do something. Never mind. I could literally see that he used it. I watched it deplete from the truck. Wait, was that not blurp? Wait a minute. Oh my god. God damn it. Burn one for my homie. Sir, I heard your neck snap from the truck. I thought one of you guys played a sound alert. He's dead? What? All right, well, I guess I gotta go make it hunt so I can hear what it is. Game over, man. Oh my god. Our poor sweet Chinggis. Cut down in his prime. Time to hear your no. Absolutely not. If we can help it. Mandarin, thank you so much for the follow. Kick, welcome in. What's up, Goober? Sam, I hope you had a great, what'd you say, 6.5 hours? Did I see that correctly? Dead body pick. Oh, hey. I'm a little concerned. I hear nothing happening. Gotta catch a flight, but I'll be lurking. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you so much, Sam. Yesterday was my travel day. All freaking day. I know what that's like. Jesus, that was dude. That was some aggressive shoe throwing. I heard that. That was absurd. All right, now the question is, wait, were we always able to hear other players throwing stuff down to the ground? Interesting. I don't recall that. No. Interesting. Oh, but what? I see your smudge in your cruci, but I'm very confused. Why did it hunt you? Also, you died in here and neither of the salt has been walked in. Oh, it's got to be a wraith. It's not walked in a single thing of salt. So you're telling me we got drop kicked by a wraith? And it's a Ouija board. I can't bring him back. It hasn't walked in a single thing of salt. All right, sir. Mark and wraith to bring you back. Oh, man. It must have spawned on top of him. It must have. He didn't up his smudge. He up his crucible. Oh, it all makes sense. It all comes together. We'll burn one for him. Oh, that poor sweet man. Died of a heart attack. Oh my God. Imagine if that was what happened with your sanity. If it got too low, you started to have a heart attack.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Ah. It all comes together.
It killed me because crucifix was in my pocket and not down. But when I upped his smudge, when it spawned on side of me, we do have grace period. So I upped his smudged. You know, like
Yeah.
I've trained myself for
Of course. For
years.
for many long times.
Up was crucifix. So when Ghost started, I was just like, wait,
Up
I'm
his
dead.
crucifix. That's what someone came over here and said. They said, yep, he up his crucifix. He didn't up his smudge. Oh, you poor, poor man. It's okay.
It's okay. That there was just no, like, I may have been able to pull that off, but it surprised me. It hunted right on top of me, as wraiths do.
Right.
And,
As
you know,
they're yab.
it's-
Morky Morg.
Yeah. Revenge run, please,
Hey,
sir.
I can see your shoes.
Oh, I just got them.
Oh, I love them. They look good on your new
Do you
feet.
see my Alan Wake pants, or am I still PP jeans?
No, you have Alan Wake pants
Okay.
now.
Oh, so I just had to die to get clothes on, right?
Correct.
Okay, I got it. Good to know. Good to know.
Hi, Mork. How are you, friend?
All right, let's go to Edgefield.
I will pop a balloon. Maybe I'll do it like in the midst, like after the next one or something like that. That way we don't have to wait till the end of the night. We'll do the wheel spin when there's like a few seconds to burn.
Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the camera side, so I'm gonna stick with camera.
I reach both my hands out at the same time.
And you know, it's work. Oh yeah, yes you can when you you get just right.
I'm working on it. No, it's like one or the other. Yeah, it's not happening.
It kind of does. You just, for some reason, your right hand to me just slowly rolls back to your side. It's like so elegant.
Just doing arm stretches.
And your left hand, your left hand's super fast. Okay, that does not look right, sir. Sir, I feel like I should put my credit card number in somewhere to watch this.
You can watch here. Look.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Let's see how that looks for you.
From this angle, it definitely doesn't look that great.
I just need a minute.
Mr.
I just need a
Kill.
minute.
Oh my God. No, it's
Okay.
better when you're
Okay.
crouched.
Hold on, let me get behind you when you do it. Okay, you know how you do it. Yeah. Oh God. That's wonderful. That's amazing.
All right, I gotta fix my DPI. I just messed it up again.
Oh my God. All right, welcome to Edgefield. No evidence with FlashForce. The power's in the car bedroom again. Tonight we're investigating Christopher Ruads.
Quiet back there.
Christopher wants to be on the cover of Phasmophobia magazine, and that shoot's going to drive you completely insane. Make sure to dial in for his adult-only audio sessions as you investigate Christopher Rhodes.
There
All
we
right,
go.
I have a camera.
All
I have
right.
a lighter. I
I
have a thermo.
have flashlight. I have video
and-
camera.
I'm going to bring a crucifix, and this time I'll put it down when we find the ghost.
Okay, I like that idea.
It helps. It helps you live. I forgot my safety helmet.
That's odd. I also did not.
It's okay. You have a flashlight, so it's
I do. This is true. Hey, what's up, Melodic? The trip with the wife was
family
amazing.
Game night, sir. It's family game night.
Oh, I've had the worst luck with cards recently, so maybe it'll change.
So have I, sir. So have I.
It's zero evidence, but doesn't hurt to look for orbs. Doesn't hurt.
The power is on.
Thank you, Power. Did I just hear a window knock? Maybe I didn't. Two years and you haven't pulled a single hanged man. Kev, how the hell have you avoided it that long?
Ghost is in the laundry room, sir.
Oh, interesting.
Going to check for bone in the basement?
Roger that. It made a boopie in the sink.
Oh no! Oh, that's gonna take forever to clean.
He said it was in here. Is it? Chalky milk? Ugh.
All right, headed upstairs for boner hunts.
Roger that. It, where's the ghost?
The bone is acquired, sir.
Is the ghost in the wall? The ghost is not around.
What?
I'll be back.
Come on.
It's all Chinggis instead. I'm getting the hell out of here.
1 degree in this room, sir.
I know. It's not, the motion sensor's not it's not tripping at all. My God. All right. Thank you, gamer fan.
It might have just moved. No, back down to 1-8. 1-2. 1-9. It's a bit excessive, don't you think?
That's how I track my ghosties. I think it's stuck.
By a vowel?
Oh my God. I think Ghosty's stuck.
I think Ghost is in the hallway or in the wall.
I think it's stuck in here somewhere. When it events, it'll become unstuck.
Okay. Help me, Ghosty. I'm stuck too. Help me.
Help Chinggis.
Oh, no.
He's stuck. Help him.
Oh,
Look,
God.
here's a knife.
Oh. I almost feel like you're insinuating the ghost do something.
No, it's just, maybe it wants to make you a dinner. I don't
No,
know.
it's all right. I'm just gonna do
He's doing laundry. We're gonna let him do laundry. I'm gonna bring crucifix and a smudge. Try the cards, I guess.
all right, well,
That's not a bad
the ghost
idea,
hasn't
Knight.
spent a lot of time on the internet.
You know, we might as well pull cards at this point.
You know what? I dig it. Give me a second.
Not a bad idea, Knight. I like it. Plot twist, the ghost is inside of the washer. Oh my God.
Hold on, before you do that, I'm getting salt and a candle.
Oh, you have one of those ankle lanterns I heard about.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're all the rage right now, sir.
Realize he has the wrong
Do we
pants
have
again.
let me go get an EMF reader so I can get an EMF picture for an easy picture.
Okay. Another one, dude. I think it is stuck. But it's also not eventing. Like, what a jerk. Sad state, but it's funny. There's just, you know, these kind of bugs. It's like, oh, okay, all right.
You son of a bitch.
Did you get it?
Now I did.
Proud of you. Cards?
Wait. I have an incense. Okay.
I should just
Let's
go
get
for
that down. Did you? Yeah, let's go.
it. Yeah, we'll just do it right next to the ghosty.
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
I like it. All right.
Wait a minute. That was weird.
That was weird.
Sir, I'm bugged.
What's wrong?
Help!
What's wrong?
Help!
What?
I can't set or do anything.
Go out. Do you need to go outside?
We both had cards in our hands, sir. I don't know what happened.
Here.
I have a cruci stuck in my hand. I can't pick them up.
Oh, keep the cruci in your hand. Let it burn it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, everything. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's better. All right. That was sun.
Cute.
All right.
Wheel of Fortune green.
Green. I could actually see the color burn from your hand.
You can.
Let's see here. That is death.
We already got that. Right, video wise, burn cruci, disturb salt. Oh, I could get motion sensor. At least it's walking around though.
Yes, it is walking around. It is right here.
There we go. All right.
But it didn't step in this salt, sir.
Interesting. It might not have gone far enough.
Let me grab another salt.
Guess I have no more crucis. I think you can see the whole card in multiplayer now. Oh, you mean the card that they have? Yeah, you can. Yeah. It's the full card is still messed up though. Guys, if it's used with the monkey paw, spirit box. No, it's been fine for me. But I have heard others that have had that issue, guinea pig. So make sure to report it because you're not alone. I've heard others having issues. Why do fools
Alrighty.
fall in love? What the hell?
Okay, so it just
What is
walked
this
over
barrier
these
reef
salt.
you have going on?
Well, since it didn't step in the sauce the first time, and it did step in that salt, I wanted to make sure it 100% would step in the salt when it walked this way. And it didn't do that, sir.
Watch, it's about to do it. Ready?
Sure.
Here it comes. 3, 2, 2. It's not leaving the launcher room. Come on. 2.
Ghost is a butthole.
Ghosty. Man, it loves that room. Yeah, we
Right,
need
it's out.
decimals. 1.8. Hold on, give me this guy. Give me this one. If it walks in this one, you 100% know that it crossed the threshold because it's before
Yeah.
the salt.
Yeah. Yeah. We needed to wander
it's,
out.
no evidence.
This is
That's
good.
right. Here comes the wander. Well, our sandy might not even be low enough for it. Oh, is it? Let me see.
I pooped in the sink again.
Hey, we have 100% sanity, both of us.
Oh yeah, I did pull a sun.
And we've been in the light the whole time.
Hold on.
That's right. Oh, there it goes. They finally did the thing.
Oh, is that a fat?
Oh, dear.
I don't see any fart.
It's
Oh,
fine.
there it is.
It's fine. There's fine.
Goes fat. All right, here you go. There you go. That would explain why it's not hunting.
I love card games. Bye.
He got hung so hard, it put his foot out of his ass. I love that I could see that it was the hanged man. Oh my God. I feel like I have to pay extra to see what I just saw. Holy shit. That was awesome. All right, my turn. A little slow. Wait. Maybe not. That sounds normal. It sounds like a touch slow, right? Like just a little bit. Just a little slow. Mr. Chinggis, I will avenge you. Oh shit. Cut my juice. Oh, a high priestess would be so nice. Yeah, you better. All right. Let's revive him. Ready? Here we go. Revive. Well, never mind. Man. That's a rough way to go right there. Holy shit. Well, I can't make it hunt anymore. What's my sanity? I'm about to just guess it and go at this point. Ghosty, I hear you. I don't know what you are. They changed the way they function? I mean, not necessarily. It doesn't sound too much like twins, but at the same time, it doesn't sound slow enough to be an Obombo. Is that the end? It is. They're just bugged, so I can't use them anymore. Unfortunately. Fallen Angel, thank you for the 2 months. Volatile Bullfrog, thank you for the 15, dude. Man, well, Mr. Chinggis, we might have to guess and go, man. I'm not 100%. I think it might be a little bit slower, but I'm not sure. Could it be which one? Pop any balloons today? I'm going to. Yeah, I've one. I do have one I owe. The Galu? No. Hey, relax yourself. No, it walked in that, then it walked in that way, way after. Are you about to make a smiley face? You're going to go find the call, aren't you? Oh, never mind. Yeah, but what would, like, twins is the only thing I can think of that would sound that close to the ghost. Now, it's not doing very twinning things. High sanity Moroi. You know what? This is good, Chinggis, because my sanity has gone down. I wonder if I could make that happen faster if it's a possible Moroi. I could get cursed. If I got cursed, it would be even faster. I can hear you throwing this stuff, which is interesting because I think that's new. Sarah, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. He's making art. He is. I'll take it. That should be enough for my sanity to get me hunted. No, twins are not multi-floor. You were coming right to me. I saw you, bitch. I saw that. If it's slow, it sounds the same. All right, let me look at something real fast. It tripped the breaker again, that bag of shit. Because the only ghost that would be, like... possible Aswang? Because the Obombo... which, I mean, it could be. I can't do an Aswang. The only test I could do for it would be the gaining line of sight speed. That's the only way. It's the only way. So I could do that here. Are the two new ghosts permanent? Yes. Yes, they are. Phoenix! Hello, friendo! Thank you for the 43 months. What up, Fran? No official hiding spots. I can't test that way. The only way I'd be able to do that is if we had a monkey paw and then I opened up a hiding spot. That'd be the only way. Phoenix, how are you, friend? Guildwitch, thank you for the prime. You suck like many butts. Maybe all the butts. Back over there. We can move back over. Is that faster than normal? It's so hard for me to judge that now. I take it you probably finished the event. I did. Yeah. I did indeed. Doesn't sound like twins. What I might need to do. All right, I'm doing one more hunt and then I'm out of here. My favorite part about the map, about the event was the map decorations. I loved it. Loved it. You just did. Thanks to Discord helpers. Hey, man, whatever. It gets the job done. I think it's an Oswong. I'm kind of leaning that way. Yeah, I'm leaning that way too, sissy. Hi, Mr. Chinggis. I'm thinking it's an Oswong, sir. That speed sounds just slightly slower. Are you about to put an A on the ground? Oh, man. That's an Oswong right there. Let's see what he's doing. If it goes upstairs, I'll tap it. Maybe. Yeah, we're looking at... See, but based off of what I just did, yeah, I'm leaning towards Oswong as well. You know, I'm going for it, Chinggis. You're guessing? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I'm going with Oswong just like he's thinking. Speed-wise, it's what it feels like, and there's no way for us to actually check that ghost unless we have official hiding spots, which we don't. So, I'm just worried about bringing him back. He's been dead too long. Although, he did draw a hanged man, so I think it's okay that we punished him for it. A little deserved. Just a little.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Nailed it. First time, every time.
You know, my view
That
of
was-
seeing you draw the hanged man and then turning and seeing your body and you're like, bye.
I know.
Beautiful. That was fantastic.
That was awesome, man. So on my screen, when I fell down, I was in this like spread eagle frog stance, dude. It was looked so weird.
For me, your foot was coming out of your ass.
I look forward to the clip.
I'll make sure to send it.
That was.
Oh, there's
that
many.
was
There's many clips.
Supposed to be a revenge run. God damn it!
Revenge for the ghost.
Yeah, clearly. Fridge view. Let's roll.
Ability to difference between the Obambo and Oswong slow twins impressed me. It just it's practice. I can't tell that well between the Obambo and the
Let's
Oswong and
see
stuff.
here.
It's so
Fridge
subtle,
view.
dude. It is so subtle.
It's windy.
He was
We
hog-tied.
have power in the car bedroom.
Yay.
Oh my god.
You sounded like that guy from the Trolls video or movie. You know what I'm talking about? Was that Trolls 2?
I think so. I
Wait,
think it is. Yeah.
they're gonna eat
I know what
me.
you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Give me a second, sir. Give me a second.
You're good. All right, he said give him a second. This is our time. This is our time. We're going to use the second for ourselves. All right. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to spin it, and then we're going to pop a balloon. All right, ready? Here we go. Pink. All right, give me a second as well, sir, and then I'll be right there.
Yes, sir.
You're good.
Yes,
you do
sir.
your thing.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm on.
Oh, wrong scene. I have 2 pink that are left. I've got this one here and this one here. Number 1, number 2. Number 1, number 2. This doesn't count. This balloon, if we ever get blue, this is Pam's. You leave Pam's balloon out of this. Doesn't count. Number 1, number 2. Oh, it's very mixed bag. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. We're going to go 2. All right, I'll pop that one. And I'm going to use my daughter's scissors because it feels like the most appropriate thing to do. Where's the paper? Oh, there it is. Pam's so short compared to Flash. Not really. She's not that short. She's really not. Pick number 3, my lord. Chat chooses game. Ooh, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it right now. By tomorrow, I'm going to open a channel inside of the Discord. You guys are going to put your suggestions in there for what game you want me to play. And then you guys will be able to react to it for which one you want. And then, yeah, I'll play it on stream. Whatever that, it can be literally any game. As long as I can get a hold of it and it is within terms of service, then I'll play it. Any game. Oh my God, what is he doing? Found you earlier today, so nice you got the follow. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Can't wait for Garfield. Dude, if it's available and I can get it, I will do it. I promise. Rocket League, sons of bitches. Sir? Zesty. Wait, did I just say Zesty? Knives, thank you for the subs.
I need a minute. Why is that so funny? Oh God, hold on. Hold on. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. I just wanted to let you know that you can crouch and you can walk inside of other players and look up, and you're completely hollow. And the back of your tongue looks like a nutsack, sir.
Listen, I don't know how many nutsacks you look at.
I mean, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe mine doesn't because I'm a different character, but sir, I think we all saw it.
Okay. Well, it's not a bug, it's a feature. That one,
All right.
That's a keeper.
Yeah,
That's a keeper.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. If you don't see it, you don't see it. I'm sorry, but I'm sure we'll get it clipped. We'll get it clipped.
Roger that.
It's
Thank
fine.
you. I can't wait to see it.
Oh God.
He was in
and
the Navy.
I'm like cry laughing. So I just
Great. What did we just see? It's a matter, I think, of what he saw. God damn it.
we're gonna do this. Okay. All
Twice
right.
in one day. I know.
I already did the intro while you're.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
damn
good
it.
deal.
Yeah, we're good. We're good to start, sir. We're good.
All
to
right, I'm going to do sounds. You're doing great. And let's bring EMF. Nah, you don't want EMF? Not really. Let's bring a flashlight. Let's bring a flashlight. Knives, thank you again for the subs. Thank you guys for the follows. Purple Phoenix, hello. Starry Chrissy, Camo, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Let me get rid of the cheat sheet. There we go. And Willona Pop, thank you so much for the 25. Don't mind me. Oh, bathroom.
Oh. Ooh, it's Poo Poo Ghost.
I don't know where the poo-poo is, but it's a poo-pooing. Oh, boner.
I got the boner.
This might be it. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say this is it.
Oh man.
There we go.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
That's too damn bad.
My nipples got glass, man. All right.
Have you found a favorite thing within the new updates yet? The decoration of the maps that they did for Alan Wake is my favorite part of the update. The best. I love it. Hey, I need sound, you butthole. Hello? I await the upcoming videos. So tomorrow, I'll post my weekly video tomorrow. And then I'll post the game that we got, the new Ghosty, the Cormos Ghost. I'll get that on the following day. This is zero evidence, correct?
I brought this cool beepy bubble thing. Look at
I love beepy bubble thing.
cool beepy bubble thing.
The yellow glow is from the Easter event, correct?
I also brought. Oh,
Insta
that was
salt.
fast.
Delicious, my favorite kind.
Oh my.
This ghost is not giving me any sounds. Except for that one.
All right.
You solved the puzzle? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I solved it day one. I love puzzles. Love. I love trying to solve stuff. Rotten Foot, thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back. Fishbowl, Wrangle, Star Nerd, hello. No see y'all. Is the voice box still glitchy? The spirit box? I don't think it's been very glitchy for me. Ghosty. There we go. Okay. And ghost event would cross off my sounds if you don't mind.
All right, quick mimic check here. Nothing. Turn this off.
Me and 3 other people had to do it where we won't.
Nothing
It wouldn't pick you guys up
here.
talking. Oh.
All right.
These are my favorite map of the event. The wood paneling. Oh, it looks so good. Nels. I love Nels. Nels looks awesome.
Okay, asshole.
There's no TV time. Jerkhole. Get out of here.
What the hell?
Damn kids. Oh, what the hell?
Come back over here and step in this salt.
Why did they get rid of it? No. I don't think it was get rid of it. I think they screwed up. Hey. What the shit? It didn't record that? I think it was a boo-boo. I think they made a mistake and we're supposed to be able to record it. I don't think they removed it.
Did it move? Is it over there now?
I mean, it said, hey, over here. It turned the TV on. It called me up. It called me names.
Oh, what an asshole.
I know. That's what I said. I can't hear him. I can't hear a word he's saying. Picked us up talking in response, so we leave it on the ground, come back, and boom, spirit box, it speaks to us. Yeah, freaking weird. I did look in the mirror. I was like, why is my that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. Okay. I'll bring the other crucifix. Immunity, thank you for the biddies. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Frickin' ow!
What the hell?
I just walked in.
That felt early. Hold on.
Look at your watch. I think that is early.
It is early. We're well above 63%. You're at 50. I'm at almost 70.
All right, no need to brag about it.
That was calories consumed. It just makes you healthier than I am.
Oh, roger that. Okay. Wait, are they good calories or bad calories?
They're the delicious kind of calories. However, it is an early hunt. Unless it's a banshee.
Roger that.
And then, because you're just hitting 50.
Did he already get a photo of that? Nope. Okay. Well then, do I let it? I kind of want to let it hunt. Opinion on the character update? Oh, it's very lackluster. I mean, thank God it's like moving along. I don't want to say necessarily in the right direction. It's moving along in a direction. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to it, but at least it's something. Yeah. I think everybody agrees it was a shit update. It was a shit drop. It wasn't done well. It wasn't planned well. And they just released it because they had to out of force. So, yeah. I don't think anybody is disagreeing with that. What is happening with the sound recorder? You think they'll ever add audio skins? Maybe. I could see that being a thing. I don't see why not. I love that idea. Why no hunty all of a sudden? Yeah, the Alan Wake. The Alan Wake was awesome. So good. Game keeps crashing even though you haven't played since the last couple of... Oh. Did we hit the... We did! Yeah. The badge is available. We're using them right now. Yep, that's the badge you got from the community event. Bro, is this thing gonna hunt? I'm literally just sitting in the kitchen waiting for this thing to hunt because it's already tried, but now it won't do it again.
Yeah, that's interesting, sir.
Seeing people play the other side. Have you tried that?
Possible
I did.
diet?
I mean, I guess we'll see in a second. It's tried to eat the Cruci twice.
Oh. So it has eaten the cruci. Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, I played the other side just the other day. Yep, I just haven't had a chance to post about it yet. Moody Ghost in passive mood? Maybe, but
Okay, so just with the 60% out, I'm down to Banshee because you were at 50. Banshee, Diane, Demon, Obambo, Raiju, Mimic, Fae.
see, my sanity is at like 40. His is at like 70, like 65, 70.
And Cormos.
You're a Cormos. Hi.
Hi.
I think it's been waiting for you.
Oh yeah.
It wants your blood.
Well, that would mean it's not a banshee, all right?
Hold on, I'm gonna just prop myself up on this counter. So, what do we think?
You're half through the wall. Hey, you're a butthole.
Oh, it's gonna eat these crucifixes now like a jerk hole. Go away. Is there a link somewhere to donate to the fundraiser? Yeah, if you do !donate, Angel. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. You're not holding a camera again.
Up
You're just
is
doing...
smudge?
Oh, up there it is.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. Apologized. Oh, sorry. My bad. Sorry about that.
Let me fix that.
Here, I got that. I'm gonna get a video of it.
I believe in you.
Okay.
Sir, you're not holding a camera. You look like you're flexing on me, sir. I get it. You're FlashForce. You know Phasmophobia.
You know what we tell Baron?
Dude.
We tell Baron this is the golden child flex.
Golden child.
That's why the colors over here are so golden. It's my corner.
Oh my god.
See, look. It's mine.
I love it.
He's such a shit. He calls me the golden child because I'm a kinetic partner.
Up is smudge.
Even though he was
is
one.
smudge. Up is smudge.
Up his crucifix.
Up.
Up his crucifix. It is in the hiding spot. Okay, got it.
Okay, it did give the ghost. I was worried about that for a minute.
What a butthole.
Ghosty is a butthole.
Eat up, butt up. You ever hear anything else about the asshole? I've not. No, I still am waiting to hear about more information with the whole check that we were doing this morning. I don't know. It'd be cool if it's something new. What is this thing doing, dude? Wow.
Turning off the power.
What a shithead. This skeet up, bot up. Run, Chinggis, run. You're doing great, son. What the hell is that? The hell was that? Did I hear it sprint at you?
That was it mega sprinted at me, and then it was super slow. That is a die-in, sir. It's a die-in that changed states right when it was hunting.
Well, the dying, no, wait. The dying's the dancing ghost, right?
Yes. And we weren't moving.
I didn't move at all in the hiding spot.
Yeah. And it was super slow. Let me grab another incense.
Okay. I didn't even move. I was just sitting there listening to the ghost. It was too fast for a rev. Do you mind if I watch your stream? I do mind. Yeah. I don't know if that changes your plans or anything, but I do mind.
Although I feel like it was fast without me moving.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. It was definitely, definitely
Yes,
slow
sir.
and got faster.
I
And
kept
it
trying
did
to
not
make it
LOS
speed
for
up,
me.
and there, I finally got it. Pamela! My God. She's so feisty.
She's
Angel, thank you for the 8
dying
months,
to
friend.
see you.
This Blue's taking the biddy. What'd you say?
Ow, my beard, it's on fire. Oh my God.
Wow. No, you looked at me like this. Come here. Come here. You were looking at me like this. I was staring at you and I was about to ask something. You went. What a jerk. What a jerk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm busy, sir.
Hold on. Let me check the schedule. Yes.
Yes. I think I can fit you in half a path.
Still confused about all the new ghosts. I had everything memorized and now it's effed. I know, man. I know. It's just a little bit extra to add to
dying
it.
to get out of here alive, so let's roll.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
picking up
I
what you're putting
tried.
down. You want a podcast about it?
Let's do it.
Good night, Devil. Have a good one.
Welcome back.
You put the lighter in the
Jobs
character
ready for
model's
you.
head by the chin and turn it on. Their eyes kind of glow. What?
More middle-aged content creator white guy podcasts. I don't think there's enough in the.
No.
You need
There could
more.
always be another one. I did see a clip where someone was talking about someone was doing an experiment where they had different AI models create their own podcasts, and it was hilarious, the end results for a few of them.
Oh, really?
One,
Oh,
they
man.
I can't remember how they started it, but it ended up being a podcast about like these awful world events followed by songs that like were related to it. I don't know. Another one quit. Like it literally quit. See, Oxley.
No audience. I quit. It's too much pressure.
Man, I'd have to go back and I can't remember exactly what it was.
That's funny as fuck, dude.
The weekly challenge this week.
All right.
And I can't show you.
All right. How you doing over there? You doing good?
I'm doing Gucci,
You
friend.
keep going.
I'm doing Gucci.
All right.
Hey, Grassroots, I'm good. Character we the beard looks
You do
improved.
no
Oh, they
evidence
might
with
have.
the Alan Wake stuff? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's give her a whirl. I like the diner. B-Man, have a good one. Hopefully we get another improvement soon. Like another.
All right, we're here.
We do get... Okay, I got to be honest. This is probably my first time being on an event map with two people.
Reports that suggest a possible
Oh.
ghost sighting.
I've done them all
Oh
solo.
yeah, look at that.
And we
Me
both
too.
got a lamp.
Oh,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus.
I'm gonna touch tips. I just.
Okay, that's enough.
Wait. I want to go inside of you real quick. Just
Oh my-
wait. I
That
just wanna,
is just something I don't
okay.
want to hear
Listen. Just
as if it's just like an ordinary thing.
just.
Are you looking at my tongue testicles?
Yes. They're all highlighted now.
God dang it.
Okay. All
Son of a
right.
bitch.
You just made the word tongue testicles. I just wanted to point that out. Like, that you did that.
Sorry, it just rolled off the tongue.
You did that. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh God.
Yeah, you heard me. He said when he looks.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Oh wait.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, we're doing no evidence. Oh dear diner, aka Nell's Diner, with the Alan Wake stuff in there. Power's in the corner of the diner. We have a Ted Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Oh my God, Ted's gonna give us blowies and wants your friend to listen to it from the other room. Make sure to catch three photos of that unique happening as we investigate Ted Anderson.
All right, let's go tell Ted about it.
Let's see it. Yeah, I'm here to talk to Ted. I'll go right for the power and boner hunting, sir.
Roger that. If you get the placement right, you can see his. Oh my God, Alan Wake, what are you doing here?
They're really busy tonight. They got lots of customers hanging out.
They certainly do. Don't mind me if I destroy them all.
Throwies? Throwies?
Where at?
I think in the kitchen.
Roger that.
We
I'm
have 6
decimating
grand?
turned. I'll be there in a second. Or not turned, taken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're down to 5 degrees in the kitchen.
There we go. Oh, ads are playing.
It sounds horrible when somebody else is doing it.
It sounds horrible when anybody's doing it. It's really loud. Not horrible. It could be a little quieter. That's what that does? Yeah, it's event points. You get event points for doing that.
All right. Somebody literally froze their ass off to give us the bone, just so you know.
Well, you better thank them. All right. Oh, I learned something today, friends. So, you know our old method of cycling through the parabolic to remove current sounds so you could hear only the new sounds?
We have the board, sir.
Roger that. It is now changed. So when you go like this, it doesn't work. However, when you look at the journal and go back, so when you look at the journal and you come out of the journal, it works. Okay, that was just coincidence that the power went out. Let's try that again. Gone. All sounds that were currently happening, gone. Now all I can hear are new sounds. Okay, got it. Get a ghost blow out of firelight. Roger that. I always use that. I loved that method. Yeah, and then when it was taken away from us, I'm glad there's another way to do it. Because, man, on a map like this especially. On a map like this, there's so many sounds. I did the Easter egg on the diner. I think my eardrums exploded. You don't do that
I've
until
got
the...
the video camera, sir.
What the hell did you just call me?
A salty video camera.
I'm telling your wife.
Okay.
It's really bright in there. Jesus Christ. Don't wave your hand at me.
Is the Raiju still do the light thing?
I think that was fixed if I remember correctly, but also doesn't it do that for all the lights, not just one?
Okay, baby.
Oh, don't call me baby.
Sorry, sweetie.
Thanks, sugar tits.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Ethan, to make the tier 3 flashlight faster. Sweetie, how are you? Hey, that's my name. Good to see you, friend. Make the tier 3 flashlight. Ain't nobody got time for that animation to be done before placement. I know. There's definitely a few things that I would love to see a bit quicker. Hey, got a blowy. Where's the ghost? It blew that out, and it has not walked in a single thing it's sold. Hold on, wait, watch. He's looking for me. I thought he was. About to close on the new house soon. That's so freaking awesome. Can I egg the camera? Okay. What the hell?
Hi.
Yeah, pound it. What do you want?
I'm. Oh. Is that better?
Oh, you have a lantern. Oh. Oh, I just thought you were looking for Knuckles. I thought you were looking for Knuckles. I was like, I got you. My man. I wish I could replicate what you just showed me. Damn it.
I definitely see the lantern.
Like, how do you make items in your hand disappear? Like, what does it take?
I don't know. I think we've got to pick it up like out of sight. Let me hold on. Let me. There it is. There it is. No item. Yeah.
I see it. I can see your item.
Daps. Yeah.
Oh, for me, you see no item.
Yeah. No item. I think that's
Perfect.
what it is. You cycle through them when nobody's looking.
Hold on. Okay,
That's
wait.
great.
Okay, so look away.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna cycle through and come back. Okay, look at me.
Lantern's back.
Okay, now look away. If this is it, that's so dumb. Look at me.
The lantern's back.
Okay, that didn't work. I don't know. It's
So
gotta
maybe
be
you gotta
something
throw
related
it
to
down in the other room.
Maybe.
Here, let me leave. Nope, still see the lantern.
We tried.
Well,
Okay.
we figured it out for a second, but we're at like 85% sanity, by the way.
It's not doing anything. Also, blew out that firelight,
No,
and it's not walking around. Oh, there it is. Oh, hey. I found it. Another blow.
2 firelights.
Mm-hmm. I'm baking.
3 firelights.
Lilith, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Sharkbait, thank you for the 13 months, dude. All right, it's walking in and out of the walk-in now. Apocrypha, I'm good. How are you? All right, I'm gonna go get more things to track this beach. I'm also gonna give Chinggis one of his favorite songs.
Let's follow the path of Dusty's trail.
He loves it. Don't let him deny it. Let's bring another one of those. I'm bringing more salt because I think the salt he put down, the ghostie's going like further back. So I want to make sure we can get it. Did you ever do your good luck honk? I think I did, but I don't mind doing it again. It never hurts to do an extra little honker. California, it's the place they must find. Desert and rocks are in their way.
The fact that you know all the words, sir.
To this beautiful song? What's wrong?
God.
On Dusty's trail, let's follow the path of Dusty's trail. I even know when it loops.
All right, here's the deal, right? If I break this egg, okay, the cream. that is not okay.
What's wrong?
It's not
Here.
coming out right.
Show me what it looks like.
Oh God! Hold on.
Oh wait, it's kind of coming out of your side there a little bit. Cycle through real quick. Oh.
I don't know what that looks like to you, sir. But
Hold on. I'll tell you, it kind of looks something like this.
okay, see, that's just.
Gonna get you.
Why are you pooping? Oh God! Ah, you poopy head! Leave me alone.
Hey, what you doing? Hi.
Oh, I almost got the video. I ran first. I didn't
Missed it by
realize he was
that
there.
much. Dude, this is a wraith.
I did get the ghost photo.
This is a wraith.
Yeah, again?
It has
yeah.
to be. How much longer? Not sure, Killjoy.
Yep,
Got the
yep.
drop. Let's go. Ashley, thank you for the tier 1. Thank
I'm
you for
here
the
for
sub,
it.
friend. Yeah, because
Do I
I
just
put
go?
the salt at its feet. I put the salt there, and it went around all this and set the motion sensor off. Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we're definitely not in hunting range.
All right. I'm going to pinch its butt.
Let's roll.
Follow the path of Dusty's trail. Oh, Dusty's trail. I got that and some mustard.
How did you get a longhorn?
Well, how do I explain this?
Oh my.
Some of us
I
are
know.
blessed
I
in
know.
different
Just
ways.
the thing. Hold on. Let me research this for a minute. Okay. All right.
I'll tell you how. I'll show you right here. This is how. Right here.
Oh my.
This looks like an entirely different game on PS5 now. Man, from where it was when it first started, even when it just released a console, there's been a lot. A Wraith.
Yeah, to the G's.
Another one.
Another Wraith.
Another one.
Another
Jenny, welcome
Wraith.
in. What's up, Heike? Hello.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Okay. All right. Let's see here.
I'd say I probably have one more left for me, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's make it good.
Okay.
And comfy, cozy Willow Street. Duh.
I'm down for whatever, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't do it without Willow Street.
Well, I can't do without Willows. It's a male. Hi, male. Thank you for the raid. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I roll with this one more too, and then
Okay.
call it for me.
Badass. Hello. How are you? Welcome in, friends. How was stream? How'd it go? How was the ghosties?
All right, Willow Street, no evidence.
Hi,
Power
friends.
is in the car bedroom again. We have Patricia Martinez, so all ghosts are available.
We're playing with a Mr. Chingus.
Let's see here. Patricia,
Welcome
3
in.
photos.
If y'all are following my friend Mel,
incense,
Mrs.
and
Epic
ghost
Tight
event.
Pants, you
Nothing
should be.
fancy. No fancy readings for
No
those.
fancies? Okay.
Unfortunately, no
Oh, that's
fancies
okay.
for
That's
those.
okay. We did a random detour into OG Phas midstream. Oh my god. You know, that's not a bad idea
No,
just
not a
because it's
blood
cool to
moon.
see all the
Not
old
a
stuff.
blood moon either, chat. Sorry.
No blood moons. No. What's up, Uncle John? How are you? Angel, good to see you. Hello. Good to see you, friends. I don't know what he's saying. He's out there talking to himself, and we're just gonna let it fly. Anywho, we were talking about it, and people are, oh, show us. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad we can go back. I wish that we had more available options of how far we can go back. Like, I would love to go back when they first released the Cursed Possessions, or I would love to go back to certain holiday events just to even do them without getting any reward for it. That would be super freaking nice. But yeah, we've been playing with Mr. Mighty Chingus. My wife was busy tonight, which we usually hang out on Tuesday night, but she's doing schoolwork things. So I was like, well, I guess I'll stream again. I said days ago they do like a nostalgia week where they bring back one of the maps and let people go. What they need to do is they need to do a legacy patch where we can play all of the old original maps. Oh my god. Guys, thank you for all the follows. Mel, thank you about Twig. What did you just say?
I said you should be surprised that the ghost is in the basement in the hallway.
Oh, go on down there. You're gonna be about. It's telling us a story. Everybody shut up. Go back the day before the Chronicle update. It would just be nice to have choices like that. Yeah. Welcome in, friends. Oh my god, Mel, friend. Thank you so much. Twig, how's it going, friendo?
You've got the
What I have for lunch? I made tuna.
ankle,
Yeah, let's talk about tuna. What?
the ankle lanterns rocking.
Oh, do I have an ankle lantern right now? I'll run with it.
It doesn't
I love
actually
tuna.
move. It just kind of floats and follows you.
Yeah, I see her. I see her down there. Now, man, hold on here. Can you try to give me Knuckles? We're gonna try.
How about?
No, I see the lantern. I still see it. Here, I'll look away.
How about now?
I still see it.
Damn
It's
it.
because we wanted.
Let me go upstairs. Hold on.
He came at me, and it looked like he was holding a he was supposed to be holding a lantern, but he had no item. It looked like he just wanted Knuckles.
How about now?
I still see it. I don't know what we did to make it happen.
Oh man.
Holy shit! I spawned her. Oh my god! I gave birth, and I shall call it Sally.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Tuna sandwich with pickles is divine. That is pretty damn nice. Sweet mother, I wasn't ready for that. All right. Anywho, we're doing a no evidence. We just, I guess, a little extra spicy. Do a little no evidence runs. Nothing too crazy. That ghost wants that man's ass. Gotta love a caffeine headache. Oh, like too much caffeine? It's a girl. Oh yeah, it can happen with the photo cameras, Sam. Yeah, it can happen with everything. The lanterns has been one of the funniest ones I've seen, though, for sure. I wonder if Ghosty's not active just because I have the lights on. I literally threw something the second I said it. It's over there chucking stuff. All right, I want to be ready with the photo camera, though. Hey, George, I'm good. How are you?
Orbs.
Oh, you haven't had any caffeine in a few days. Are you trying to stay away from caffeine?
Salt 2.
A 1,
Salt
a
3.
2, a 3, a 3.
1, a 2, a 10. 3 cent. 3.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
You're missing your salt.
No, 1 salt.
You have.
1 salt.
Okay.
Just 1 salt.
All right, you don't got to flex on me, bro.
Oh, am I flexing?
You ever seen a hunter look like this, huh? Huh? How about this?
Oh, yeah. You wish you had these.
Oh,
that's hot.
oh.
That's hot.
Stay away from
Thanks.
caffeine.
I'm glad my
I cut
muscles
back a
made you
lot.
blowy so hard.
Oh my god. It released from underneath. I didn't know what to do.
Okay,
It's so stupid. You might remove our bendy backs, but you will
So
not
it's just
remove
random
all jank.
pickups.
Oh,
This one.
wait, you did it! Wait, no,
Is
Knuckles!
that a hunt?
I have no smudge, but it's worth it.
I have a smudge.
Okay. Have you seen it with the video cam? Yeah, he just did it. What the hell? Hey! Hey, why are you beelining me? Hey, what the hell did I do?
Come back here, I have a sponge.
Ka-chow. Shit, I missed. Shit, I missed. I'm fired. This is not the job for me.
You just I radioed and everything.
I'm a cinematographer, not a photographer. My pictures move.
Okay.
Damn it. All right, I'm gonna go get a smudge.
Okay.
Bird tax, take it with the 31 months. My drops are frozen.
Sanity's quite high, sir.
Oh, we're at 65 there, sir.
And
Oh,
that was a
interesting.
normal speed ghost, sir.
Another one? A lead them all? Can't be a banshee? Well, I don't know.
It can't be a banshee. It was already.
Wait. What was our? Wait, why can't it be a banshee?
Because we're both over 50%.
Oh, we are both over 50.
It's
Duh.
still a 50% hunter, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Well,
thinking about I don't know what I'm
Sandy's
thinking about.
Yeah.
Late for the demon. It's probably a demon. Yeah. Mel, if you need to raid and run, friend, thank you so much again. We need to find a night to play games, whatever the hell it might be. And Twig.
65
How are the
rules
hunts?
out Mare and Onryo too. Roy, Miley, Gorio.
It's probably a demon.
Ooh. I didn't sound like it was fast enough for a Raiju, but Raiju could have hunted at 65, right? Or is it 60? It wasn't fast, so it's not a Wraith. Or it's not a Thay, not a Wraith, not twins. You're a yokai. There's no orbs, there's no mimic. You're just not a shade.
Just snuggling on in there, don't mind me.
Faulty, not an Oni, not a Phantom. Just
wait, can you see me? Hold on. When I'm looking in the journal. Hold on. Here, walk around a little bit near me. Oh. You got the badge. Nice.
For me, it looked like you were like looking because your character's taller than mine.
But it's funny.
So
no,
it looks like,
the peep
it
over
looks like you're trying to.
It's the
yeah, it
peep
looks
over
like
the
you're trying
journal. Look. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. What do you got in your book? Hey.
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
just taking this down real quick. Just bear
Hey.
with me here.
Can I see?
Oh, hi. Yeah.
I love it. Can't the Cormos hunt at 70
Oh.
if you sprint in the room?
What are you looking at there? What was that? What did you pull out?
Oh, hold on. Let me try again. Zzz.
Oh God. Is that a crucie in your
That's
pocket,
a-
or you
that's
just
a
happy
good
to see
point.
me? Oh.
So
You have a crucie, a smudge,
hey,
a lighter,
hey.
a book.
A point has been made, sir.
Oh.
So, one of our new ghosty friends, the Cormos, will hunt at a higher sanity if you're sprinting near it.
Yes.
Well, I was moving in this room. You were not moving in the kitchen.
That's not true. Because when she came up, I was here, and then I moved over to here.
I wonder if because I was
So,
standing,
unless
if
she
it like
locked in on
encountered
you.
your crouch. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, we can,
I'm gonna go sprint near the ghost.
I guess. Okay.
Because sprinting near the ghost, it can detect you at 30 meters. Now, I don't know how far it needs to be for hunting.
Well, I'm on a different floor now. When you come up, we can curse item it.
F it. Oh, wait. Let me bring up the other crucifix, too. Oh, that's him throwing shit. How do we know if we got the drop? You should get a notification. Is that him? What do I hear? Did you throw something down?
No. Whatever you just threw is freaking out somewhere. Oh, that's so
Oh my
annoying.
God, it's
Oh
the
my
voodoo
God.
doll, you son of a bitch.
Oh. Yeah, you didn't see that?
Why did you stick him inside of there?
I didn't. The spoon's inside of there. He
Oh
was
my
on
God,
top
he
of the
went
fucking
through.
counter.
He went through that and into there. That's what I was hearing.
I just saw you do that with the spoon.
What the? Oh, you just threw him through. Yep.
Did I really?
You certainly
He's just
did.
chilling on the cabinet for me.
Let me do it for you.
No, he's still on top. Yep. Yep. He's down here. He's down here and he's freaking out, man.
Pick him up.
He's like having seizures, man.
Yeah. What the hell? All right. What's the cursed?
It's this spot here, then, right? What's the cursed? It's right here.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Stream almost tried to grab you. Yeah. If you go to
What do you mean?
twitch.tv/drops friend, it'll show
I'm
you.
gonna
Oh
push
yeah,
the buttons.
duh, Frank, duh.
I was like,
Sorry, I'm
okay.
drunk.
All right, talk to you.
I'm standing right here in the corner. I think it came to him when he was crouched. That dirty hooker. You think you're funny?
Yes.
She came to you when you were crouched and she couldn't see you, didn't she?
Yep.
Oh. We need to do a better test of this. Like we need to just like stand out in the open.
Promo gets speed up. It gets line of sight, doesn't it?
Well,
When it hears you.
Well, yeah, it gets when it gets line of sight when it sees you. All right, I'm gonna go stand out in the open now. Now I guess. Well, his sanity should be pretty good. It should be pretty low. Yeah, kind of. Not that great actually. 58. Okay, we just need to lower our sanity a little bit more. It's fine. Chaos Queen, I'm good. How are you? All right. I might need to go sit in the
walk down.
DAC.
It's when it sees you. When it hears you, it moves up to 225. It's not sees you, it hears you because it's blind.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Does it gain line
Yeah.
of sight? Well, not line of sight. I guess line
When
of
it
sound.
hears you. Yes, line of sound. As soon as it hears you, it immediately goes to 225.
Interesting. Oh, that is true. There should be a pretty obvious sound shift.
Yeah, and I didn't necessarily hear.
I don't know if I heard it
a-
get faster like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually saw me. That's the thing.
Right.
Because I just looped it around the table. It could have just been weird pathing for all I know.
Line of sound. Yep. Well, our oh, nope. Oh boy. Well, that.
Oh, that was what a waste.
Nah, it just smelled weird in here. I wanted to give it a try.
Oh, that's fair. I'm sorry, I farted.
That's okay. It's okay.
Watch TV with me?
Sure. What do you want to watch? Oh, all right. I'll just shut up then.
Chilling already. Just take the pants off.
Oh God! Look.
Oh, sorry.
She said, "You got it, big boy." Oh Lord, she coming. She gonna make it upstairs?
I mean, it's normal speed. Here she comes.
No, it's not coming.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's not. Sam. Look at the new models hold the incense like a happy child that got an ice cream cone. That's what we call it, the furry ice cream cone.
Another broke ass demon.
We thinking we're pretty sure that it's a demon, right? It's just not
Thinking.
hunting super fast.
Yeah, it was weird.
Not the ink.
I'm feeling demon, dude.
You got in the core most yet? I did. I got one earlier
It's
today.
normal speed.
Earlier
It's not
today, I
fast
had
or
3 of the
slow or
new
anything
ghosts.
like that.
Almost in a
Doesn't
row.
react to us moving around.
Like the 2 ghosts like 3 times. That was delayed, but y'all get it. If I do this, does it stop you from being able to see your book?
No, it looks like I have a beard though.
Well, that.
Now I can't see it at all. Now it looks like you're giving me a hug.
I'm gonna start doing that to people when they're looking in their journal. I'm just gonna walk up and block their line of sight. Hey, what's up, goat? I'm learning. Oh Lord, she coming. Oh Lord, she coming. She wants to touch the butt. She wants it real bad.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh my god.
Oh, she getting fast.
Her wheels. She's wearing the shoes with the wheels on them, Chingus.
That's a demon.
Has
That's
to
normal
be.
speed, normal line of sight.
We haven't heard an
Early
early hunt yet,
hunter.
or that I could tell.
What do you mean an early hunt? Oh, you mean
Like
yeah,
the
I can
60
smudge her this
second or the whatever, or
time,
the
and
25. Yeah.
30 second after that.
She's gonna touch the butt. No touch the butt. No touch the butt. Last day to get the drops.
Here
So
comes actually in here. Even if she doesn't, now
you have till the
I'll smudge
26th.
her.
Yeah, she's waited over 25. She's a butthole.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just accuse her of wearing Heelys? I mean, if the wheelie shoes fit. Just saying. Calmest loop ever. This is a really awesome spot to
just
loop.
Speed and hunting alone, it's just
It's being a lame-o.
all right. So you. Oh, I feel so warm in your arms. Then again, hold on. Let me just. Oh, I love
Snuggle on
you
in
too.
there. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. I feel like we're high school dancing. 3 feet. 3 feet.
That's no, 27 minutes. No, I got 27. We're good. We're totally fine. Sir Beans,
I
thank you for the
love
5
staring in
months.
your cold dead eyes.
Oh my god, your little eyes peeping over the thing like a dog on a bed. Great lashes.
Is that what it looks like for you?
Yeah, your little
To me,
eyes
it literally
peeping
looks
over.
like you're holding your eye. It looks like you're embracing me in a hug.
Oh,
sir. You're just literally giving me a hug.
No hunt? What the hell?
Here, just walk forward past it.
Okay.
You see, you get a hug. You get big Chingus hugs.
Oh my god.
Big squeezy hugs.
Your tonguesticles are showing.
Oh, sorry. So are yours.
The next drop up is going to be this is after this one I don't
I just
know.
need a little luck before we end tonight. Just let me.
Please hunt me.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn on the light. Oh, your satchel's black.
I feel so
You should
used.
get that checked out.
I hope it hunts you. Yeah. Demon's worn out. Need a nap, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
With how long it's taken the hunt right now,
I'm gonna stand here and block it.
I mean, it's just we're at least below 50% sanity.
You take
But
so
even if we
long
do
to
the
look at your
incense
watch.
test, it's not giving. Oh yeah, it's so heavy.
And it is
The new 50-pound iPad, guaranteed to make your jerking arm more jerky.
oh my god.
It's even if we incensed it to do the demon incense test, it's taking forever between hunts.
It is taking
like,
a really
what's it
long
doing
time.
down there when it's not hunting?
I don't know.
If it's a demon.
What if I use my body to block the door?
The shady fucking demon.
I'm gonna do right here. I got this.
You were definitely through the door jam here, sir.
I got
You look
this.
like you're pole dancing on
I
it.
got this.
Oh, what happened? You're so impaled.
I got this. What difficulty is this? It's no evidence.
But it's just relaxing. It's like, I think they left. It's okay.
They're just
Oh,
finished.
that one guy outran me. I'm not fucking with them anymore.
They're being mean. They're bullies. Won't even let me try, for God's sake. Where's it coming from? The basement.
Oh my God. Is this the shadiest demon ever?
Watch, it's probably Mimic.
I looked for orbs, sir.
No, it's not. It's been the normal hunt every time. Door might split you in half. Like the guy for 13 Ghosts. That's what I was thinking about. But the door needs to come like straight like down though. Oh my God. This ghost really sucks, man.
Welcome to Living Room Standing Simulator. I'm your host, Mighty Chingus. Today, wait, what? Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
I was getting ready to go, oh.
You age out of Thay. No, but it was speeding up with line of sight, so it can't be a Thay.
Welcome to Really Bad Persian Rug Simulator, where we don't lay out our rugs right. They're crooked, they're wrinkled, and they're dirty.
I mean, that's pretty true. This is kind of silly.
This is ridiculous.
Watch it actually be a demon. What if it can't hunt because I'm
I
blocking
think
the
it
way?
is a demon, dude.
It's like, dude, I can't do this.
I mean, my sanity is definitely below 50, sir.
Maybe it just wants you. I'll get out of the way.
I hear it throwing stuff downstairs. It is doing things.
Graham Cracker, thank you for the follow. Lady, welcome in. Thank you for all the follows, friends. Ay, caramba. Maybe it wants me. Oh, maybe. Any day now.
You pulled all the crucifixes up from down there, right?
I brought him upstairs, didn't I?
I don't know.
I thought I did. Hey, Cassera.
Here's one.
Lewis, thank you for the 8 months. There might have been one down there. Maybe. But I thought I brought them both up.
No, you're right. They're both up.
Holy shit. It's hunting.
Hey, it's hunting!
Okay, look out. Oh my God, dude. Loop it. Loop it. You got this. You just have to believe. Why did it look like she got like really fast all of a sudden? Did you see that? That was weird. That was a little odd.
It was.
Hey, thank you for the tier 1.
I
Thank you
did
so much.
incense it so we can get a timer on it.
Roger
I
that.
do have a timer going.
Roger that. Huh. Dude, I don't know.
No, wait. Do we have any more smudges left?
I don't know. I could check the truck real fast. What in the hell? We does. One smudge.
All right, we're at 1 minute.
Okay. Man. It's gonna be a 90 ghost. You know it. I know it. We both know it.
Gonna be a what?
A 90-second ghost. Is the stream for the stat? It's for both static and animated badge. It's for both. Yeah.
5,
Thank you, Meow.
4,
Meowkey.
3, 2, 1, 90 seconds.
Door crush engaged.
Right. Oh my god.
This ghost is a real big pain in the weenus.
I mean, it's hunted at the same speed every time, and it hunted us at 65. There it goes.
It just split me in half. I'm dead.
Oh god. You about to? Here's
No,
the
you can have the
inside.
smudge.
Go ahead.
You're fine.
It's coming right for us.
Ma'am.
You're doing great, sweetie.
What the fuck? That was weird.
Oh god.
Why did it seem like she was affected by the black salt less than normal?
It was seeming pretty normal to me.
Did it?
I mean, ever since the update, when I've used black salt, it doesn't like stop them in their place for the second like they do. It just slows them down. That's something that I've noticed. I mean, she hit it and then she's slow for a couple steps. And
Well,
then
she went like 1, 2 gone, and then she like floored it. It was the like that was really weird. Super strange. My friend.
All right, what are we? Let's get out of here. I'm still
shit.
feeling demon. I just can't picture.
You know, I'm
any-
honestly I'm willing to go with that too, just because this ghost is being such a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, if we
The
look
Oswald?
at it, right?
I
What
don't
else
think
hunted
so, though.
65?
I mean, I guess it could have been. But I don't feel like the Oswong, I mean, we said we were above 65.
Yeah. You said we were at 65. So it could be dying.
Yeah.
But it doesn't move faster when we move around it. The demon can hunt at 70 without using its ability. Dio's 40. Galu, it's not a Galu, it stepped too many salts.
Let's see.
Mayor's at 60. Oh my god, watch this thing be a fucking mare.
Galu, no, it walked in multiple
Cormos
salt.
is 70.
It walked in multiple salt.
Obambo. Well, it's the
No,
same speed every time.
Obamba would have been different
Same,
speed
same
for
speed
sure.
every time, yeah. Right, Jude? It didn't speed up when it walked past the electronics, so...
For the
Thay,
memes, I'm
it's
totally
not
cool
fast
with
enough to
going
be a
demon.
Thay. Ooh, hear me out.
Yeah.
Yokai talking around it's 80%, sir.
I mean, we could try to do it. I don't know if we ever did an official yokai test. I'm down to try.
I don't think we did.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. Turn on the TV. I bet that's still broken. She came right to me. It's too far away now. I just realized they fixed the alphabetical order where the demon and the deal were stopped. They did. It's been a while, but they did fix it. Yeah. Ooh, I am frozen. I'll fix it. How'd I freeze? What the hell? I still don't know why that happens, by the way.
It's a fucking yokai.
I'm not convinced yet. You're convinced it's a yokai?
Dude, you radioed it back. It didn't. It just ignored you. I heard.
But I felt like
the
it
thing.
did come to me.
radioed it.
I'm not convinced yet.
Okay. All right. One more.
Roger that. I was so scared I froze. I'm not convinced. Not yet. Did it see him? Okay, now I'm convinced. How far is that? I can't hear because he's walking too. I'm a little more convinced now.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't. There's too much. Like, I'm trying to tell with the walking. Ghost, fuck off. I feel like we also, our walking speed
Always
is normal.
forget that. Okay.
I need to figure out what a meter is now because that feels
Yokais are
weird.
80% hunters if you're talking around them, and we're just going nuts in
Yeah,
game talking with each other.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Test for the
Yeah, that
yokai
was
is talking near it.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be why both of us were like, it's not a demon. Oh, thank you for hugging me.
You're welcome.
I really needed it after that
Listen,
hunt.
it seemed like a very emotional time for you. I don't want you to feel alone. Okay. Get me the hell out of here.
Fuck that run.
Ay, ay, ay. What a trippy ghost. When you getting off? Probably here soon. It's borderline almost 11:30 for me.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs.
I'm glad we went back in and checked.
Fucking A, dude.
Uh-huh.
Fucking A. This is why you never give up. This is why.
Never give up,
Like,
never
we were
surrender.
both ready to call it a
Galaxy Quest.
demon, and then it takes a little bit for the brain
Takes a bit
juices
more.
to get flowing.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Mr. Chinggis, thank you for the game, sir.
Black, thank you for the surprise join. I
Of
appreciate
course.
you. A lot of fun.
I appreciate
hope
it
you-
always.
Yay! High
Yay!
five. Hey,
Hey,
bye.
bye, Fred. Miss you. All right, he's gone. Love the badge. Oh yeah, this ID card is sweet. This is the one that everybody gets. You get it from the community stuff. So when we completed this, that's the badge that we earned for that. Yeah. All right. Let's go raid, friends. Let's go raid. It is late for me. I wasn't going to stream originally anyway, but here we are. I owe you guys a channel in Discord where you get to choose what game I play. So I'll make sure to pay up on that. Yeah. But guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you guys came over from raids, thank you so much for sticking with it. Hopefully you guys got your drops. If you didn't, my goal is to get you the drops. So we're going to go find out where we can take you, because I've got a feeling I've got a friend on that is doing the animated drops as well that you guys can get. Yeah. But you guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys so freaking much. This was a great day. Awesome freaking day. I'll be live again tomorrow night. So 8:30 p.m. Eastern, I'll be live. If you want to wait till then, you're more than happy to wait. If not, I got you. Where do you report a game problem? With Phasmophobia. Yeah, Kinetic Games. Go to the Kinetic website. Voodoo, have a good night. Thank you so much. Oh, no, Grump, you're good, dude. No, you're good. I appreciate you. But yeah, thank y'all for the donos to St. Jude. Thank you guys so much for the subs, for the bits, the blurps, I guess, you sick bastards. Blondie, I swear to God. I swear to God. All right, I think I know where we're going to go. Yeah, that's where we'll go. I know where we're going to go. Damn, they've been live for a while. Holy shit. I don't know if they're going to go for a long time, but they might, and we'll go anyway. So that'll work. It's cool with me. All right. Friends, if you are a follower, the first message is for you. If you are a sub, that's for you. Creepy tier 3, that's for you. I'm going to take you to another Kinetic partner so that way you guys can continue to earn your animated drops. 'Tis the plan. So we're going to go to another Kinetic partner, friends of mine. So that way you guys can continue earning. Yeah. But if they get what? I mean, no. If they decide to raid out, then cool beans. Then we'll just combine the parties. Yeah. Give you a couple more minutes. Oh, by rating, I'll give you a couple more minutes. Yeah. Again, if you are watching a stream that has drops and you are rated into another stream that has drops, you continue to earn the drops. Yeah. It's not like it has to be one single stream. That's not how it works. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, friends. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you again, guys, for all the love that you guys always give. You guys are effing amazing. Thank you for the raids, friends, the follows. You guys are awesome. Again, the Discord, the socials, the Patreon, all the things exist. They are all there. I'm going to post the weekly video tomorrow. I'm going to post the Cormos video after that, and then we'll see what happens. All right, friends. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are amazing. I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye.